नमस्कार, आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। आप देख रहे हैं eVidya चैनल नंबर 1 से 12 और हमारा यूट्यूब चैनल जो है NCERT इवेंट्स। आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूं मैं रेणु भट्ट अपने इस लाइव इंटरैक्टिव फोन इन सेशन में। ये हमारी स्पेशल सीरीज है जिसमें हम बात कर रहे हैं एक एथलीट से और हम जानते हैं उनके पूरे जीवन के बारे में, उनकी लाइफ जर्नी के बारे में। वी मीट देम एंड वी टॉक अबाउट देयर चैलेंजेस, देयर हार्ड वर्क, देयर डिटर्मिनेशन। हम ढेर सारी बातें अपने एथलीट से जानते हैं और अपने सभी देखने वालों को हम बता दें कि दिस इज आवर स्पेशल सीरीज ऑर्गेनाइज बाय CIT NCERT एज अ पार्ट ऑफ जन भागीदारी इवेंट्स G20। और हम अपने सभी देखने वालों को बता दें कि हमारे साथ हमारी गेस्ट जुड़ चुकी हैं। चलिए उनसे भी परिचय लेते हैं। आप हैं मिस इलावेनिल वलरीवन, आप इंडियन शूटर हैं, 10 मीटर एयर राइफल और अर्जुन अवार्डी हैं। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। वेरी वार्म वेलकम मैम।
Thank you so much.
We are very pleased to have you in our session, ma'am. और अपने
Thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine.
अपने सभी देखने वालों को बहुत ही ब्रीफ में मैम के बारे में बताना चाहेंगे। ऑल्दो वो अपने बारे में भी खुद ढेर सारी बातें आप सभी के साथ शेयर करेंगे। हम आपको बता दें कि शी रिप्रेजेंटेड इंडिया एट द 2018 ISSF जूनियर वर्ल्ड कप एंड won a gold medal. She won gold at World Junior Cup 2019 in Germany and 6 gold and 1 bronze at Junior World Cup, gold in World Cup finale and World Championship. And we are very much hopeful कि आगे आने वाले फ्यूचर में वो ढेर सारे मेडल्स और लेने वाली हैं और हमारे देश का नाम और रोशन करेंगी। तो किस तरह से आप हमसे जुड़ सकते हैं और अगर आप कुछ और जानना चाहते हैं हमारे गेस्ट से तो आप अपनी सभी बातें हम तक पहुँचा सकते हैं। हमें आप कॉल कर सकते हैं हमारे टेलीफोन नंबर पर जो है 8800040559। ईदर यू कैन ड्रॉप अ ईमेल ऑल्सो। हमारे ढेर सारे ईमेल एड्रेसेस आपके पास हैं और आप इनमें से किसी पर भी आप अपना रिस्पांस और फीडबैक हम तक पहुंचा सकते हैं। इसके साथ ही आप हमसे जुड़े हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल के माध्यम से जो है NCERT इवेंट्स। यू हैव टू गो टू द लाइव चैट बॉक्स एंड देन यू कैन ड्रॉप योर कमेंट आउट देयर और आप हमसे जुड़ सकते हैं। सबसे तेज माध्यम है हमसे जुड़ने का। और इससे पहले हम ये सेशन शुरू करें और अपने एक्सपर्ट से हम गेस्ट से बातचीत शुरू करें, एक बहुत ज़रूरी सूचना हम आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहेंगे रिगार्डिंग इंडिया G20 presidency. We are indeed very proud that India assumed G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in 2023. A nation that deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism, India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history as it seeks to play an important role by finding pragmatic global solutions for the well-being of all. And in doing so, manifests the true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or we can say the whole world is one family. With that very important piece of information, let's quickly get back into this session जिसमें हम बात करते हैं अपने एथलीट से। और मैम हम इलावेलिन हम आपके पास आएंगे और हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे व्हाट वाज दैट टाइम और मोमेंट जब आपने सोचा कि अब मुझे स्पोर्ट्स में ही जाना है और स्पोर्ट्स ही मुझे अपने जीवन भर करना है। ऑल्दो यू आर वेरी यंग एट राइट नाउ और 23 साल के हैं आप। और तो क्या कब रहा वो ऐसा मोमेंट जब आपने सोचा कि अब आपको स्पोर्ट्स ही करना है और आपको स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन बनना है?
तो मैं बचपन से ही आई वाज ऑलवेज इनटू स्पोर्ट्स। मुझे क्लासरूम से ज्यादा स्पोर्ट्स पसंद था, तो आई वाज ऑलवेज एसोसिएटेड विद वन और द अदर स्पोर्ट। एंड इवेंचुअली शूटिंग हैपेंड टू मी बैक इन 2012 व्हेन I coincidentally met one of my dad's student's daughter. She was a very good shooter in the state at that time, and just over the conversation she was like, why don't you try out shooting? And for an instant that felt very boring to me because who can stand at one place without even moving for like so long hours? I mean, for me, being a very active kid, that was very difficult. And my father was there besides me and he was like, try karke dekho, why not? Like, you play so many other sports, so why not shooting? So that is how shooting started to me. And in the beginning it was only for fun. I used to go like just on the weekends and that to like 1 or 2 hours, and I just used to train. And in 2012 there was this national school games that was held in Pune, and as the part of under 14 air rifle women's team, I was one of the team member and we played in Pune. And our team won a bronze medal. I had not expected in my wildest dream that I would be associated with a sport like shooting. And it just happened that moment that I felt, okay, agar main training ke bina just for fun, if I'm doing something and if that is turning out so well, So why not try it out in the long run and dekhe ki I know how it's helping. So that's how shooting happened to me.
ओके, एज यू जस्ट मेंशन कि आपने कई स्पोर्ट्स इससे पहले भी खेले, यानी कि शूटिंग से पहले भी आप स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन रही है। आपने कहा कि क्लासरूम से ज़्यादा आपको स्पोर्ट्स ज़्यादा पसंद था, तो डेफिनेटली आपकी रुचि स्पोर्ट्स में होगी। तो कौन कौन से ऐसे स्पोर्ट्स थे या हैं जो आप अभी शूटिंग के अलावा खेलते हैं या यू कभी उसमें अपना हाथ आजमाते हैं?
तो अभी तो बैडमिंटन इज वन ऑफ एज सच स्पोर्ट जो मुझे शूटिंग के अलावा खेलना बहुत पसंद है। जब भी कोई मुझसे पूछता है कि आपकी हॉबी क्या है अदर देन शूटिंग, सो समटाइम्स आई एम लाइक आई प्ले बैडमिंटन एंड देन ओके एंड इट्स जस्ट अनदर स्पोर्ट। सो आई डू प्ले बैडमिंटन। मैं शूटिंग के पहले आई वाज अ स्प्रिंटर। आई यूज्ड टू डू 100 meters run. I was a track and field athlete. I used to play handball. I was into judo. So these were the different kind of sports that I have tried over the period of time.
मुझे लगता है कि काफी स्पोर्ट्स में आपने हाथ ट्राई किए हैं। तो यहाँ पे हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि जैसे आपने कहा कि फन में आपके स्पोर्ट्स का जब जर्नी शुरू हुआ, तो क्या कुछ मोटिवेशन रहा इसके पीछे, कोई ऐसा रोल मॉडल जिसके बारे में आप हमारे साथ बातें साझा करना चाहें?
डेफिनेटली। सो एज मैंने बताया, नेशनल स्कूल गेम्स जो पुणे में हुए थे, मैं वहां पे थी। तो हमारा मैच वगैरह सब खत्म हो गया था एंड वी वर अबाउट टू लीव। इट वाज माय मदर, मी एंड द गुजरात टीम, एंड सडनली एवरीवन वर रनिंग टुवर्ड्स द रेंज, 50 meters की रेंज, एंड आई वाज लाइक अच्छा कुछ हो गया है, व्हाट हैज हैपेंड? And they were like, there is Gagan Naran training there, Gagan Naran training there. And I was like, okay. So being a very new athlete into the sport, I was like, okay, I've heard the name. So I being a very active kid, I ran there. मैं भी गई वहाँ पे. There was so much crowd. It was just after Gagan sir had won his bronze at the 2012 Olympics, and he was training at the Pune range. And there was a queue to take photos with him, and I was so excited. I think that one moment, seeing the whole atmosphere of the range, I was like, this is something, someday that I want for myself. So Gagan sir was the first person whom I have seen and, in person, and who has inspired me throughout my journey. I mean, later of course, I'm being associated with him now for many, many years, but it just happened eventually. So yeah, that is like one such moment where I felt, okay, I want to be like someone like him. And of course, the second would be my father, who always, like pushed me, when you can do it, so why not? So yeah, I mean, these two people play a very important role in my life.
डेफिनेटली पेरेंट्स का सपोर्ट और फैमिली सपोर्ट बहुत बड़ी चीज़ हो जाती है। यहाँ पे मैम हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे आपके स्पोर्ट्स जर्नी के बारे में कि जब आपने स्पोर्ट्स को सीरियसली लेना शुरू किया तो क्या क्या जर्नी रही है आपकी, क्या क्या हर्डल्स आए, क्या क्या उसमें चीज़ें रही जो आप हमें बताना चाहेंगे?
So I started, as you know, I started the sport in 2012. Later in 2014, Gujarat government and that is Sports Authority of Gujarat and Gun for Glory Shooting Academy, जो गगन सर की shooting academy है, उन लोग ने MOU sign किया and they wanted to establish shooting ranges all across the state, and they wanted athletes to come in and train at that particular schools. they all schools में open करने वाले थे, and they wanted the athletes to come and train in the school so that along with studies उनका sports को भी ज़्यादा importance दिए जाए. But I was in 10th standard in that particular year, and I had different dreams. I wanted to, get into the best engineering college. I wanted to get good marks in 10th, 12th, and I wanted to be in the best college ever possible. So I was quite confused because I was getting this offer, Gujarat state government se aa raha hai. That was big thing for me. So government se aa raha hai, and I was like, oh my God. I want to do something in sports, but that school was like the other end of the city. I'll have to travel minimum of like 3 hours every day up and down, and I was quite confused whether should I do it or should I not. And during that time, my mom, she was like, what, if you want to do something in sports, why don't you give it a try? Let's see for 1 year. It's just 10th standard, right? Your more 10th result is basically to get admission into the 11th standard, and I think you very well are a very bright student, so why don't you try a year in sports, and if it doesn't work out, you can always come back करके. So it was that point जब मुझे लगा कि हाँ ठीक है, अगर like if my family is being so supportive, like why not give it a try. And over the period of time, I think my mom has been one of my biggest supporters and cheerleaders. Like there were times जब मुझे लगता था कि बस अब नहीं होगा. This is the time that I just need a break. मुझे कुछ नहीं करना है. I want to take a long break. I just want to go off somewhere, just chill and then come back. That was the time when she was actually standing behind me and was like, we can do it. You have achieved so much and you definitely can achieve more. And on the other end, I had my coach, who was like of course, my second mother, and who has been guiding me since day one that I have started with the sport back in 2014. So yeah, there have been so many instances. We will talk about it at the later part.
तो डेफिनेटली ये तो आपका इंसिडेंस रहे जब आपने शुरू किया 2014 से. तो 2014 के बाद आई एम क्वाइट श्योर, और जैसे हमने आपके बारे में शेयर भी किया कि बहुत सारे टूर्नामेंट्स में आपने पार्टिसिपेट किया, आपने जूनियर वर्ल्ड कप में आपने गोल्ड भी जीता, आपने ब्रॉन्ज भी जीता, ढेर सारे मेडल्स हैं आपके पास. तो इन सभी टूर्नामेंट में कौन सा टूर्नामेंट रहा या कौन सा ऐसा मैच है जो आपको हमेशा याद रहने वाला है, या फिर आपका हम फेवरेट कह सकते हैं? कुछ ऐसी मेमोरी?
Definitely a lot of memories. Definitely each and every match is very special to me, but then yeah, थोड़े से ऐसे matches होते हैं जो थोड़ा से extra special होते हैं. So one such match of mine is my second World Cup, Sydney, 2018 मार्च में हुआ था. So हम लोग मलेशिया में थे before the Sydney World Cup, and I missed my flight. Like we were 4 other people. Because of some visa issues at the immigration, हम लोग हमारा सिडनी वाला फ्लाइट मलेशिया से बोर्ड ही नहीं कर पाए, and we were just stranded at the airport. But the National Rifle Association being so generous, उन्होंने हमें next day के tickets वगैरह urgently दिए, because if we had to come back to India and then go to Sydney, we would have missed our match for sure. So we had to leave from Malaysia right away. So next day के हम लोग को tickets immediately आ गए थे. And it was a very long journey because we had taken 6 hours of halt in Singapore, and then Singapore, so there was like 10-12 hour flight. So by the time we reached Sydney, my feet and all were swollen. I was not even able to wear my shoes. We were so tired. हम सोए नहीं थे पिछले 2 दिन से, and we were just in the worst possible shape. And I had my match the next day. And I couldn't even train the previous day. हमारा जो pre-event training होता है, I couldn't even train because again I had so much swelling in my feet. I was like, I had given up that okay, I can even play this match. But the next day, of course, for the flag that we are wearing on our chest, I was there. I was standing, and I just shot the match. I finished my match. I think one of the quickest ever. And by the time I was out, there was a lot of hassle that was happening in the audience part. My coach and all were there. There was people from the organizing committee. सब आ गए. I thought something had happened. कुछ हो गया करके. So I went out. I asked my coach, "Ma'am, क्या हुआ? What is it happening?" So तुम्हारा dope test है. You have to give your sample and all. There's been a test for you. I was like, okay, fine, but what's the big deal? ये तो हमेशा होता है. A lot of times, that we have to give the dope test. What is it? I guess you have broken the world record, and that is why this all is happening. I was like, okay, is it me or is it someone else? I was like, no, it's you, because I had shot 6:31.4 then, and it was that time's world record. So that was one such moment. I felt okay. I mean, this is something really special. And then I went on to win the gold medal there in the finals. So yeah, winning that particular medal will always stay close to my heart, because there was so much happening, but at the same time, so much good was happening. So that one match is always very special to me.
डेफिनेटली वो मैच सिर्फ आपके लिए ही स्पेशल नहीं है, मुझे लगता है कि हम सभी देशवासियों के लिए बहुत स्पेशल रहा है. और यहाँ पर हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि जो कुछ चैलेंजेस आपने फेस किए, द चैलेंजेस दैट हैव बीन फेस्ड बाय यू, और किस तरह से आपने उन्हें ओवरकम किया और कैसे वो फिर आपकी जर्नी चलती रही स्पोर्ट्स की, ये भी हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे.
एथलीट के लाइफ में अप्स एंड डाउन्स डेफिनेटली होता है. जितने हाई अप्स हम देखते हैं उतने ही लो डाउन्स भी हम लोग देखते हैं.
राइट.
So there were so many times jab it was like I just wanted to give up the sport because it gets so frustrating. But then I remember the team that is working with me. I mean, let it be my coach, my psychologist, my nutritionist, my strength and conditioning trainer. I mean, the way they are giving their 100% just to see me win, I think that, I mean, there cannot be a better motivation for me. Even when I'm feeling sad, I just remember them, ki, okay, they are working for me so that, ki main jeet saku at the end of the day. It's my face out there. It is, they are just the people in the back end, but they are putting their 200% to see me win. For an instance, before the Asian Games 2018, I was part of the contingent, and it was my first games that I was playing. And before going to the Asian Games, my weapon broke when I had returned from Germany, and I had no idea what to do. So, जितने spare parts मुझे service center से मिले थे, वो सब मैंने assemble किया because there was no time to get a new weapon because I at least needed like 3 months to train, and the games were in like another 20-25 days. So, जितने spare parts हमें मिले थे, we just started training, and I shot one of my career lowest at the Asian Games, and I was quite upset. Okay, it was my first games. I could have done so much better. I was like consistently on my best, and maybe I could have definitely won a medal for the country. And I was at one of my lowest, and I had my world champs within a week. So I had to come back to India and leave for Korea immediately. And I was so sad. I called up my coach. I called up my mind trainers. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel confident. And it's mean. I mean, it is just not good right now. What should I do? You tell me. And with the everlasting, confidence that they had in me, they were like, hey, Ila, it is just one match. Consider it as a match. You have done so beautifully. You were standing there. You took all the pressure in, and you were at your best. This is what the best that you could give today, and we are very much happy that you could stand there and give your best. That's what we want. And you have the world championship. Let's see how things goes. And they just kept pushing me, and eventually I won the silver at the world championship, which with one of my best scores ever in a competition. So I think it's their motivation, their trust, what they have in me, and the way they believe that I can. Not then, even today, even at times when I feel that things are just not working out, even after doing so many changes, it's just not happening. I think the way, the confidence what they have in me, I think for me to reach that level of confidence, it'll take me another 5 years, because that is the trust and that is the belief that they have in me.
So, यहाँ पर हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे आपका डेली रूटीन, यू एज अ पर्सन कैसा आपका डेली रूटीन रहता है, व्हाट इज योर ट्रेनिंग स्केड्यूल एंड ऑल मैम?
So currently I train in Chennai at the Center for Sports Science, and I stay inside the campus. So my day usually goes like, waking up at around 6:37, doing all my morning routine, which includes a set of breathing exercises and the breathing pattern जो भी हम follow करते हैं, and a little bit of stretching, and then having my breakfast, going to the range. I usually train in the mornings. So we train from like 8:30 till like 12:31 with some mid meals in between. And then we have our lunch, and उसके बाद थोड़ा सा break period रहता है, and then I go for my workout session, which usually lasts around 1.5 hours. And then in the evenings, again a little bit of snack, and if I have to train, if I want to check something, I do a second session of shooting training again, or else I go for like doing a cardio exercise, or going for swimming, or just relaxing with my friends. So that is overall a day, and by the end of the day, I'm like so tired. I just want to crash in my bed. So yeah, that's pretty much what a day of mine consists of.
Exactly. And here I just wanted to know one more thing from you. काफ़ी चीज़ें हमें और भी जाननी है आपसे. How easy it is to become a sports person in India? Is it easy?
It definitely is, because since I have been associated with the sport since a decade, and I have seen the changes in the sporting community that's coming up. Pehle, as I have heard my idols, the senior sports people talking, उनका यही होता था ना, हमारे पास इक्विपमेंट होते थे, हमें अगर कुछ भी खरीदना होता था तो we had to think so much because everything was so costly and it had to be imported. Not only in our sport but in many sports for that matter. तो जब उनसे हम ये सब सुनते थे, and now when government of India, sports authority of India, they have come up with so many beautiful plans, and they have been supporting so many athletes. I mean, there are so many different schemes. uh, they just make sure that the athletes are well supported no matter what. Even during the lockdown, आप ले लोगे, for an instance, सब कुछ बंद था. We didn't have place to train because uh, shooting being a sport, we had to have a proper indoor setup. हमें target चाहिए होता था. There had to be at least 12-13 meters of area so that we can train at our ease. And the sports authority of India was in constant touch with us कि आपको कुछ चाहिए, क्या चाहिए, आपको target चाहिए, okay, let us get through the ways. आपको workout equipments चाहिए, because I was at my home. I didn't have anything at my home because I, my training base is different. I had all my equipments, everything at my training base, and I didn't have anything with me. And we didn't know when the lockdown would be opening and when we would be able to travel. So it was so much hassle, but then the government was so much in support with us. They were like calling us every week and taking इनपुट फ्रॉम अस कि क्या चाहिए आपको. अच्छा, आपके पास ट्रेनर नहीं है, वर्कआउट ट्रेनर लिए, let us get on Zoom, let us have calls every day, we'll assign a trainer for you, and who can actually look at you and train you individually however the way you want. So I think sports has come up such a long way, and it is so good to see India becoming a great sporting nation. I mean, the last Olympics we had won 7 medals for the first time, and the second individual gold medal. So we definitely can see how big an impact India is making as a sporting nation, and I think it is just going to do wonders in the coming years. So yeah, now is the time that I would actually, अभी मैं किसी भी बच्चे से मिलती हूँ, a young kid who is around 10-11 years old, मैं उनको ये नहीं पूछती हूँ कि आप क्या पढ़ाई कर रहे हो या कौन से स्टैंडर्ड में हो. माय फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वुड बी, ओके, व्हाट स्पोर्ट डू यू प्ले, बताइए. एंड दैट्स हाउ आई connect with the kids, because sport is one such thing that has no age bar. आप कभी भी शुरू कर सकते हो. You can play till the time that you feel like, okay, we can. The many big legends of the country, they just play till the time they feel like, okay, fine, now I can start guiding the younger talents. So I feel that sporting is at its peak right now, and it is only going to rise from here on, and it is the best time to start any sport, because आपके पास already इतने legends है उस sport में that you can just learn from them and you can be your best.
एग्जैक्टली और बिल्कुल सही बात कही है आपने कि हम एक समय, अगर हम आज के समय में देखें तो हम अपने पीक पे, और डेफिनेटली इससे हम आगे ही जाने वाले. वी आर मूविंग अहेड विद अ लॉट ऑफ इम्प्रूव्ड थिंग्स. यहाँ पर हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि मैम, आप इतने लोगों से मिलती हैं, आप इतने बड़े बड़े खिलाड़ियों से मिलती हैं, आपके सीनियर्स मिलते हैं, तो क्या एडवाइस वो आपको देते हैं?
अगर आप सीनियर प्लेयर्स के कंपैरिजन में मुझे देखो तो आई एम जस्ट अ न्यू प्लेयर. So whenever I meet all these legends, for example, Abhinav sir, Gagan sir, as I told, I've been mentored by Gagan sir. I've been very closely working with him for the past, especially since 2018, I've been very closely associated with him. So the one thing what they have always told me is, Ila, no matter what you do, where you are, just be approachable, be helpful to whoever is coming to you in need. And that one thing that, I have always kept very close to me, because at the end of the day, we are just a normal person, who has so many people looking up to, and we should be a kind of an idol who actually are looked up to. I mean, अभी जब बच्चे आते हैं, when young 10-12-year-old kids जब वो shooting range पे आते हैं नए नए, and then they see me and they are like, आप वही दीदी हो ना who won the gold medal, and when they talk to me with that enthusiasm, I feel that okay, this is what it is all about. Kids recognizing you, and they want to be like you. I think that is the one thing that every person would want to give back to the nation, to the people. I think everyone. So this is that one thing that I've always held close to me, that I just have to be approachable, that they feel that okay, this is the kind of person jiske paas, if you're going with any need or any help, they would be there to help you no matter what. So this is that one thing that always that comes to me when I meet Gagan sir and Abhinav sir and all the big legends. I mean, seeing them being so supportive, so approachable, I think that's what I take it from them to be the same way.
It's actually such a beautiful thought. Here we just wanted to know about your future plans, your dreams, और जो upcoming events आने वाले हैं उसके बारे में आपकी कैसी preparation चल रही है, इसके बारे में बताइए.
So I just returned from Germany yesterday. हम लोग हमारा shooting hub is Europe, तो हमारे weapon companies उधर है, तो I had gone for some of my testing my rifle and servicing it, and I am now going to participate in the trials that are for the upcoming world tournaments like the World Championships, Asian Games, Asian Championship, which are like now to be held in this academic year. So I think I'm just been taking one step at a time, and now only playing, aiming for the upcoming 2 championships, that is the trials.
Okay, and what message would you like to give to all the viewers and young players out there?
I would just like to say one thing, that trust in yourself. I mean, अगर आप खुद पे उतना भरोसा रखते हैं कि आप कर सकते हैं, you don't need anyone coming and telling you anything else, because that one thing that I have personally followed in my life, and which I have learned from the big legends, that we just have to trust the process, trust doing whatever you are doing, not in sports but in anything that's in front of you. Trust yourself that you can do it, and eventually you will be able to. Definitely there will be ups and downs which will be teaching you even more lot of things, but then the trust that you will have in yourself, the belief that you will have in yourself, which is the one thing that will be taking you a very long way. And all the best to all the future endeavors that you are going to have.
ट्रस्ट, जैसे माम ने हमें बताया, बच्चों आप जो भी हमारे साथ इस समय जुड़े हुए हैं, चाहे वो बच्चे हैं या भी बड़े हैं, जिस तरह से ये बातें आपके साथ शेयर की जाती है, आप फॉलो करेंगे अपनी लाइफ में, डेफिनेटली कोई ना कोई पॉजिटिव चेंज आप ज़रूर देखेंगे. एज वी आर रनिंग वेरी शॉर्ट ऑफ टाइम मैम, यहाँ पर हम इस सत्र को, इस सेशन को यहीं पर वाइंड अप करना चाहेंगे, लेकिन उससे पहले हम आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करते हैं. थैंक यू सो वेरी मच फॉर बीइंग विद अस. थैंक यू मैम.
Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to have my words and guide some young minds. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure is all ours, and all the very best for your bright future. I hope, और हम सभी ये कामना करते हैं कि आगे आने वाले जितने भी टूर्नामेंट्स हैं उनमें आप बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म करेंगी. All the very best again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
एंड इससे पहले कि हम ये सत्र यहाँ पर वाइंड अप करें, एक बहुत ज़रूरी सूचना हम आप सभी के साथ शेयर करना चाहेंगे रिगार्डिंग NCERT टेक्स्ट बुक्स. NCERT टेक्स्ट बुक्स for the year 2023-24 are available throughout the country, and these textbooks may be purchased directly from NCERT sales counters located at New Delhi, Ahmedabad, Bengaluru, Kolkata and Guwahati. And you may also place order for those books, and these sales counters will be functional on all the weekdays, including all the registered holidays, Saturdays and Sundays as well, from 9:30 AM to 6 PM. And you may also place order for the books online through our website, that is ncertbooks.ncert.gov.in, and these books will be delivered at your doorsteps with no delivery fees. And in case if you want a soft copy of all those books in PDF version, it can also be downloaded online for free from NCERT, Diksha, ePathshala website and from our mobile app as well. Please visit our website, that is ncert.nic.in, to know more about the authorized vendors. With that note, me Renu Bhatt is taking your leave, but you stay tuned to eVidya channel channels and NCERT official YouTube channel for more informative program. कुछ ही समय बाद यानी कि 12 बजे हम आपके लिए एक और लाइव इंटरैक्टिव फोन इन सेशन लेकर आएंगे जो कि EVS के 5th स्टैंडर्ड के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए टॉपिक रहेगा वॉल्स टेल स्टोरीज। अभी फिलहाल मुझे रेणु भट्ट को दीजिए इजाजत। नमस्कार।